Today on SAU News, Southern spreads body positivity with a smash. People vent their frustrations to fight eating disorders for all to see. What if the unthinkable happened on campus? Would you be ready? A mock mass shooting drill tests the skills of first responders. These stories and more coming up. SAU News starts now. Welcome to SAU News. I'm Hannah Devonzo. Our weekly newscast is brought to you by the School of Journalism and Communication. It was just a week ago today that the students elected this next year's slate of SA officers. President-elect Sheryl Kambuni joins us in the studio, along with my co-anchor Jake Fisher.
Sheryl, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, you defeated your opponent, Luis Moreno, with nearly 80% of the vote. Did that surprise you?
It really did. It showed how many people came out to vote and how many people supported what I was going for, and it was really surprising.
So what do you think created that really large margin?
I can't really pinpoint one thing, I would say, throughout the whole campaign, because each of us put a significant amount of effort into our campaigns. But maybe the speech, maybe whatever I did, I just poured my all into it.
Yeah.
And mental health was one of the issues you stressed in your speech. How are you going to incorporate this in your presidency?
Yes, so I'm planning on working with the counseling department and Christian services, and we're going to put out events for students, bringing in speakers to come talk about mental health. I'm doing group therapy sessions, which is just a way of equipping students with the tools that they need to realize when they're not coping and to get help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So other than mental health, which is important, what other changes are you excited about to be bringing to Southern next year?
So we're going to look at cultural credit, which is a thing that students have had a problem with in the past, and also funding for smaller clubs on campus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And if someone is listening and they decide they want to be a part of your team, how can they go about this?
Well, we're just about to start interviews for other positions in SA for next year. So if they see something that interests them, then they should definitely apply. Or you can reach out to me on my Southern email or on social media.
Now we saw in the accent today that Gail Jones-Murphy, the university's first woman and black SA president in the year 1974, wrote you a personal note of congratulations. How did that make you feel?
I was really surprised and excited because she's one of the people who I've looked up to growing up, and to see that that she had something to say about it. Also somebody who's been through this journey, so it was really inspiring to see that.
And from all of us here at SAU News, we want to wish you congratulations.
Thank you.
And once again, Sheryl, thank you so much for taking your time to be with us today.
Thank you.
A recent study showed that Southern is the most diverse university in the southeastern United States. In our question of the day, we decided to ask students how the university's high degree of diversity has influenced their college experience.
I feel like it greatly impacts an organization and the campus because you're able to learn about different cultures, and each culture is able to share something about them that maybe we wouldn't know.
I would say that since I'm also a person of color, I guess you can say, I've been able to find more people who have the same background as me, so people who can relate to me and problems that I've had before.
It's just made me see that there's different types of people out there, and that means there's different ideas you can share and you can communicate in different ways.
I wouldn't say it has affected my educational system, but it has affected the way I see the culture around me. So many different cultures coming around, but that we're able to mix in and just have a good time with friends. And
me feel more comfortable knowing that I'm at a school where everyone's accepted for who they are, no matter what their background is.
My friend group is so diverse, and everyone brings a different character and enjoyment to the group that we each balance out each other, and it's just been really fun, and I really enjoy going to Southern because of it.
To get a taste of Southern's diversity, make sure to attend the BCU Night this Saturday in honor of Black History Month.
Southern held its 14th annual cardboard boat race Saturday night. The event took place in the Bietz Center and the Coolidge Pool. Once again, students had the opportunity to use their creative skills to build boats out of cardboard and duct tape. Contestants had an hour to complete the task and get ready to race their boats across the pool. A total of 12 teams competed, hoping to win the $200 grand prize.
You may not realize it, but eating disorders is a common problem on college campuses. The university's counseling center is raising awareness about the problem. SAU News reporter Nick Cox joins us in the studio.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
So Nick, what was the Southern Smash?
Well, as you may know, it is National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. And from the students I talked with, they felt liberated after swinging their sledgehammers in the Southern Smash. University counselors set up a booth with information about eating disorders. It included weight scales where people wrote motivational quotes to remind them about mental health. Counselor and program outreach leader Tiffany Bartell directed the smash. She says numbers and weights do not define who we are. It's not a measure of worth or value.
So what we're hoping is by having this event, it starts conversations about having positive body image, resourcing if you need help, having healthy ideas about ourselves, about food. We don't imagine that we're going to fix everything with one event on one day, but we do hope that it starts that conversation on campus.
Out here in the Thatcher parking lot, things got a lot more interesting. But for safety, you had to keep your distance.
One, smash it. Woo! Yeah, you got it again. Smash it. Woo! Smash it. Woo! Woo!
One by one, students grabbed a sledgehammer and destroyed 10 bathroom skills, the same ones that had been labeled previously. But before each destructive act, a counselor briefly spoke with each person about eating disorder awareness. The event was a lot of fun. Tiffany Bartell reminded me that some eating disorders are deadly.
What if someone watching this right now is struggling with an eating disorder? Where can they go to get help?
If there is an emergency, call 911. University counseling is also available on Linwood's 3rd floor.
And thank you for being here and for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
As this semester ends, we'll say goodbye to a beloved professor in the School of Visual Art and Design. After 20 years of teaching here at Southern, Professor David George will resign from his multiple teaching positions. During his time here, George has taught many different classes in Brock, including film business and management, sound design, and lighting in the Art Annex building. George says after leaving Southern, he'll pursue one of his life goals, working as a full-time filmmaker. Many students say they are sad to see George go, but wish him the best.
An active shooter. What if we really did have an emergency on campus? Would we be ready? The university's Board of Trustees got the answers as they witnessed Southern's latest mock disaster drill. Brenda Ramos takes us there.
This is all a part of an emergency drill simulation that was presented to the university's Board of Trustees. Every semester, the schools of nursing, journalism and communication, and social work take part in the drill. Administration and campus safety are also involved in this drill. The drill is presented to the board, and the actors are students from our campus. In this emergency drill, we were able to see a demonstration of how a shooting would look if it were to actually happen. We also heard from a few of the participants in the drill.
We just did a dramatization for an emergency preparedness simulation for the board of Southern Adventist University, and the students all played their part very well, and so we're really proud of them. They did a good job.
I was the incident command for the medical team, and what we walked into was a mock school shooting, and we had to triage the people, see who needed help first, and then we went after that and then pulled out as many people as we could as fast as we could in a safe manner, and then we had a unit here triaging them and getting them ready for an ambulance to come by, and we just went through that as fast as we could, try to get them all out.
And how'd it go?
I think it went pretty well. Yeah.
Students will usually be paired with the position that matches best with their major. On SAU News, I am Brenda Ramos.
Communicate with the School of Social Work if you'd like to participate as an actor in the drill.
Addison Pike drivers can expect more travel delays as maintenance continues on the Norfolk Southern Railway next to campus. In recent weeks, commuters and staff have noticed stacks of new railroad ties along the tracks parallel to Addison Pike. The new beams will replace old ties that were being removed from track all the way from Addison to Ottawa. Norfolk Southern replaces railroad ties every few years. Local residents have already faced at least one entire day when the Addison Pike crossing was closed for repairs. The railroad says the work should continue through the end of February.
If you're looking for that first job or internship, Meet the Firms is the place to be. SAU News reporter Hannah Moyer reports more than 60 companies came to campus this week looking for new recruits at Southern's biannual job fair.
Many students went to Isles Gym for Meet the Firms. Meet the Firms gives them a chance to talk to professionals and make connections that could possibly land them a job. Junior marketing major Aisling Griffin came prepared looking for an internship.
I'm really interested in working for ADRA. I think that would be some really fun work. Or maybe Benchmark.
Students stopped to check the map at the front of the gym for where booths were located. They then decided who they were going to visit and created a route. Recruiters were giving away pins and different brochures for the students to look through before applying. Angie Elizondo, a sophomore nursing major, first came for cultural credits, but after seeing multiple booths, Elizondo was happy that she came.
Because that actually made me realize that I need to start looking to the future on what I want to do with my career.
As you can see behind me, we have plenty of people coming out to Meet the Firms. They're walking to different booths with portfolio in hand in hopes to talk to potential employers. Meet the Firms gives that opportunity for networking within your field. There are even some teachers that require their students to go. For SAU News, I'm Hannah Moyer.
Many students say they got their first job straight out of college thanks to a contact made at Meet the Firms. The next job fair will be in October of next year.
4 years after administration broke ground for the new Bietz Center of Student Life, administration say they are planning on a grand opening 1 year from now in March of 2021. Construction plans are still on track to end at the end of 2020, but it will take a few more months before students can move in. The delay comes from excessive rain and a foundation mistake that set back the construction process. In addition, the City of Collegedale requires all buildings to have a landscaping plan before an occupancy permit is granted. This includes completing all sidewalks and lighting around the building before it is opened. Administration originally planned to open the Bietz Center by fall of 2016, but have moved the opening date 3 times since then.
Writing papers can be difficult if it's not your strong suit. SAU News reporter Katie Castillo shows us research rescue team that's helpful in lots of students in McKee Library.
Having a hard time finding and evaluating sources or trying to figure out what to do with the material you've already collected, you might want to stop by the McKee Library. The staff is committed to making information more available, and they can also help you find relevant material. Research Service Librarian Jessica Spear says she enjoys working with students and helping them become successful in their research.
It's always worth the time to come and ask for help. We're here, we're trained, we do this all the time, so just having somebody else sit down with you, brainstorming and working together can really make a difference.
During the fall semester of 2019, 384 students made appointments here to meet with their research coach.
Sometimes writing papers are a very difficult thing. We have a lot of rules and standards, and so I think talking to them makes it easier because yes, we do worry about our grade and we want to get a high grade, but we also want to be able to express ourselves as best as we can on our papers.
If you're interested in meeting with a research coach or a writing tutor, make an appointment online through the library website. While walk-ins are welcome, appointments are highly recommended. For SAU News, this is Katie Castillo.
If you're an online student, librarians can also help you. Just connect with them on the library's website.
As Black History Month comes to a close, this weekend's BCU Night is one of the most highly expected events on campus. Members of the Black Christian Union STEP team are working hard trying to perfect their routine for BCU Night. Stepping can be traced back to African foot dances. Team members use their hands and feet to create rhythms, which are usually accompanied with chants. It's an important piece of their culture that is incorporated into an event that celebrates African American heritage. To see the STEP team in action and all the other performances, come to Isles Gym this Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
SAU News is a production of the TV news reporting class here in Southern School of Journalism and Communications. I'm Hannah Devonzo.
And I'm Jake Fisher. Have a newsworthy story? Head over to our Instagram and send us a message.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with more news.